Good morning, everybody. We welcome to the Board of County Commissioners Board meeting for February the 7th, 2023. Clerk, can we have the roll call, please?
Commissioner Barnett.
Here.
Commissioner Baxter. Here. Commissioner Bernard.
Here.
Commissioner Marino.
Here.
Vice Mayor Sachs.
Here.
Mayor Weiss.
Here.
Commissioner Woodward. Here. Thank you.
And we are going to have the honor of Commissioner Bernard leading us in our invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. If you're able to, please rise.
Dear God, as we gather here today, we pray that we are ever mindful of opportunities to render our service to fellow citizens and to our community, keeping in mind always the enduring values of life, exerting our efforts in those areas, and on those things upon which future generations can build with confidence. Let us continue to strive to make a better world. Amen.
Amen. All right, are there any additions, deletions, or substitutions to the agenda?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the board, on page 68, item 4M is an add-on proclamation declaring February 2023 as Black History Month in Palm Beach County. On page 85, 6E1 is being deleted for further staff review. That concludes the additions, deletions, and substitutions.
All right, is there any changes on the board? You're recognized, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. I would ask if we could reorder the proclamations so that Dr. Alonso would come last.
Okay, all right, and we have a reordering of the agenda and by the Vice Mayor, second by Commissioner Bernard. And so with the amended and reordered agenda, all in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0. All right. Moving along to our consent agenda, would any commissioner like to remove any items from consent?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Commissioner Marino, you're recognized.
I'm finding it. Thank you. Yes, I would like to pull item 3Q1,
3Q1, and that would be found on
page 57.
57. Okay. All right, so we're having, we pulled item 3Q1 off consent. So with that, would somebody like to make a motion for the remaining items on our consent agenda?
So moved.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Marino, a second by the Vice Mayor. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? That motion carries 7-0. Okay, moving on to item 3Q1. And just to point out to the folks that are here, item 3Q1 is a receive and file for a grant agreement with Legal Aid Society of Palm Beach County for a 1-year extension.
Thank you, Mayor and Vice Mayor. You can use a gavel.
It was a bug.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, Administrator Baker, County Attorney. Aaron is distributing to you just a brief PowerPoint, and then also we sent out some backup information late last night on the semi-annual report that we received from the Legal Aid Society, so we just wanted to make sure, in case it got out a little late to you, that you had a copy of that as well in front of you. I'm Todd Von Lehren, Assistant County Administrator, and joining me is Regina Herring, the Executive Director of the Criminal Justice Commission. Helene Zvid, who's from the County Attorney's Office, is with us. Also, many of you might know Bob Burdish from Legal Aid Society, the executive director. Saul Couto and Vanessa Coe, also with us today. Oh, Saul's come up here. And so they are the organization, Legal Aid Society, that when the Board of County Commissioners decided to move forward with the grant for the Community ID program, those dollars went to legal aid. Just real briefly, we just have a quick PowerPoint that we can just share a couple of things in the semi-annual report, and then I wanted to give Mr. Burdish and his team an opportunity just to share any information with you as well. So again, from a program overview perspective, the Community ID program was intended to provide city and county residents that was an opportunity for getting an identification card that could be used to access a number of vital services in the community, medical, city-county services such as a library, utilities, opening a bank account, or employment in certain communities. Some of the successes, both that you see in your annual report and that we put in the agenda item. First, just I put an overall number from January to November 22, 628 total IDs distributed, but per the semi-annual report, you see 385 IDs from April to October, a 37% increase in some of the events that they've done, a number of events they've increased. They've expanded their reach to the western communities in Belle Glade and Pahokee, which represents about 25% of the total served. About 22 municipalities are participating and over 40 partnerships formed, and did a total of 8 local events. The challenges, obviously, from the perspective of the report, COVID-19, hosting sites and partners in terms of communicating the program, occupancy limits at some of those events, some of the recruiting and retention of their volunteers, and then also the issue of sustaining program funding. So the item that you have before you today is the amendment to the original contract. So the first program that started was done by the City of West Palm Beach. They did a $40,000 grant to start the program out. The County Commission then granted $75,000, and then subsequently last year approved an additional $75,000 to legal aid to continue this through the current fiscal year. So what's before you is the receive and file of that contract that we entered into on the continuation of those dollars. And I will turn it over to Mr. Burdish if he has anything that he would like to add.
Thank you, Todd. Good morning, commissioners, and congratulations to all the newly elected commissioners. Glad to have you on board. Yeah, Todd gave a good overview. I'm going to give you just a little more of an overview with what Todd said, just so you can understand how it all worked. Probably in 2019, number of nonprofits and a number of faith-based organizations came to us and asked us if we would consider beginning a community ID program based on one that was in North Carolina. And so we met with the folks from North Carolina, and we said this would be something that we think would be good for the folks here in our community who are homeless, folks who have recently re-entered Palm Beach County, who've been previously incarcerated, and also undocumented individuals. So we were able to get funding the first year, as Todd stated, from Mayor Moyo at the City of West Palm Beach for $40,000. That led us the ability to fund the program for 6 months. After that money ran out, Legal Aid itself floated the money so we could keep this program going, because the first event that we held at St. Juliana's, we had over 1,000 people had been sleeping in their cars to get these community IDs. Of course, we were not able to serve all those people, but we set up other dates when they could come and get them. During the COVID pandemic, we pretty much stopped doing all the events, but we were on an emergency basis in the office handling any folks who needed community IDs. We were then fortunate to get an anonymous donor who read about the program in the paper to give us $75,000 to run the program for the following year. And we did tell her that we would be going to the county commission to ask them if they could assist us with funding the program. And then in 2021, the county did fund this program to the tune of $75,000. To run the program right now, and the program is basically Sol Couto, who is one of our staff and honestly is the heart of this program. She is the one who travels with all her volunteers all over the county to deal and help homeless folks, folks reentering from the prison, and also undocumented individuals in getting these community IDs, which are so very important to them. But the program, we do it really on a shoestring. We have the county $75,000. The whole program costs us to run $95,000. Okay, so where does the other $20,000 come from? $12,000 comes from some of the individuals who are able to pay $20 to get the community ID. We had hoped at one point that the program could perhaps become self-sustaining, but we deal with so many homeless individuals and so many nonprofits that deal with low-income individuals that we are waiving the fee probably for a good number of the folks that we help. And then $8,000 has been coming from individual donors. We really so appreciate the County Commission and their funding of this program. It's becoming a model, and I guess Vanessa can tell you, she's been getting calls from all over the state, people who want to set up these community ID programs. I believe there's one in Dade County now, there's one in Broward, and I think you just told me you got a call from Orlando that it's on their county commission's agenda as well. So it has been, I feel, very, very successful and a real benefit to those in our community who otherwise are unable to get any type of identification. But Vanessa is, she's the supervising attorney of the program. So Vanessa, why don't you talk a little?
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you. We were pretty proud to be one of the first groups to start this ID program in Florida. Gainesville beat us to it by a few years, actually. And so they've been going on for about 6 years now. When we started in 2019, like Bob said, we had such overwhelming interest that other counties took notice. Our South Florida friends in Broward County passed their own resolution and funding for Broward County ID, which has been going on for a little over a year. Dade also has passed funding. I believe they're looking for placement for the program. Orange County has allocated funding, but they're also looking for program placement. And I heard recently that Tallahassee, whatever county that is, I can't remember, is also interested in that. I have also received calls from all over the country. Virginia has called me several times to get this program going for them. So we have quite a bit of interest. We are quickly becoming the leading experts in running a program like this, and we have had such wonderful success stories, which Sol would be in a better position to tell you about any success stories if you folks are interested in hearing any. However, if there's any questions, I think this is a good time.
Okay, thank you. First, Mr. Burdish, I just want to recognize you and thank you for being with us today and all the wonderful things you've done for our community over the years and ensuring that folks who don't have access to legal services do have access in our community, and money is not standing in the way of that happening. So delighted that you're here with us this morning.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And with that, Vice Mayor Sachs has the floor, and then we'll have Commissioner Marino.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Let me echo your words of tribute to Mr. Burdish and the members of the Legal Aid Society, because you've done so much for those who have so little. I'd like to be able to speak with your attorney who works with this program after session. It may be around lunchtime, but if you could just stick around a little bit. A couple of things of note is, do you work with together with the Guatemala Mayan Center?
We do, quite closely.
Okay. And do you check with the embassies, or actually the consulates of the various countries that are represented here in Miami-Dade usually? We also have the Council of, we have a small office of the Consulate General in Palm Beach County for Guatemala. Do you also work with them when you do issue these community ID cards?
We do not work with them, but we do know that they exist and they are able to provide consular ID cards when they're able to and when the people are eligible for them.
All right, we could talk later on after session.
Sure.
Thank you very much. You've never denied anybody that I know of for legal services, and that's a very important thing in this county. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
I would
you.
just like to say that Ms. Kudo is not an attorney. She's a paralegal, an advocate.
If I get a follow-up.
Go ahead.
I'd like to speak to the attorney who supervises whoever you think, as
That's
long as it's an
Vanessa.
attorney, who supervises the county, not counselor IDs, but the county ID program after session. I'd appreciate it.
I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Marino, you're recognized.
Thank you, and I know that you all know that I was actually not in favor of this program, and the county voted to fund it for 1 year and then voted to fund it for a second year. The whole idea was to get you all started. Legal Aid Society, and Bob, I've known you for way too many years. You and the county and Legal Aid Society have been partners for a very long time, I think upwards of $1 million or so. Todd, you can get me the right figure if I'm off. But, you all do marvelous work. And I know the Peace Organization, who has contacted many of us on the board about funding this project. And my comment to Peace and to all of you is that I think this is not something that the county should be funding, but I think your faith-based organizations should be doing it, and there's lots of them, and this is a receive and file, so we're obviously not going to vote no against the receive and file, but I am not in favor of this coming back to us next year. So I'm just letting you know a year in advance that this is, and that's the reason I pulled it. I mean, this was supposed to be a one-time grant, turns into a two-year grant, so I just wanted to let everybody know my position on the record that I was not going to be in favor of this going forward after this year. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Do you,
Appreciate it, and I appreciate all the support you give to Legal Aid. And we've known each other a long time, and I do know your position on this.
thank you. Commissioner Bernard, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Ms. Baker, is this in our budget for next year, or is it?
I have not completed my recommended budget to you. We're just starting the process. So at this point, it is not unless, or I should say, it's been in the budget, it was in this year. Unless this board tells me to remove it, then it would probably be in there. So
I would just not
That
include it and
direction.
then let the organizations make presentations to us if they want it to be in the budget.
okay.
Okay.
So we will not include it in the budget. It'll be as a supplemental with the list that I will submit to you that is not, I will identify it as not in the budget, but it'll be a list that you can consider if the board wants to.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right. Not seeing any more lights. We have a motion to receive and file.
I'll make the motion.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Marino, a second by the Vice Mayor. All in favor? All opposed? That motion carries 7-0. Thank you very much, and good to see you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on. So we're going to be going into special presentations. We have a number of them this morning. A couple extras got snuck in there on us, but happy to accommodate. But I do ask the folks that will be accepting the presentations, if you could keep your comments on the briefer side, we would appreciate it. So, obviously these are important, and it's important for us to recognize all the wonderful things going on in our community and the wonderful work that so many groups do to make this the best place to live, work, and play. So with that, we'll start our special presentations, and that's going to start with the Vice Mayor, and I'll be joining her, and we have a certificate recognition for our Consul General, Kazuhiro Nakai, for his support of our Murakami Museum and Japanese Gardens in District 5. So we'll join you up at our lectern. If you can join us, sir.
Good morning, everybody. If I could have accompanying the Council General, Kazuri Nakai, if he could be accompanied by Dr. Janet Testerman, Jonathan Richardson from the Council General of Japan's office, representing our nonprofit partner, Murakami, Inc. We could have Randall Baker, incoming president of the Murakami, Inc. Representing Palm Beach County Parks and Recreation, we could have Jennifer Cirillo, the director, come forward, the deputy director, Paul Connell, the division director of special facilities, Indira Prasad, and the administrator of Murakami Museum, Bonnie LeMay. And of course, representing the county administration, Durrett Miller. You know, we all are aware that there is a very popular street known as Yamato Road. Did you know what Yamato means? No, it's not a Japanese restaurant. I didn't know this either, so bear with me. But Yamato is the ancient name for Japan. And there was a group of Japanese settlers who came to Palm Beach County and settled in the area of Delray and Boca Raton. And they came with the idea of the American dream of beginning farming and having the United States of America to be their home. They suffered a lot in the early 1900s from many of the issues that we know so well here in South Florida. The bugs, humidity, there was no air conditioning. It was very, very difficult. So, but they tried very hard, and they grew pineapples and vegetables. A former Yamato Colony settler was George Murakami. And he farmed in Delray Beach until the 1970s. He eventually donated his land to, which is today preserved as the Murakami Museum and Garden. You see what you learn when you go to a museum, right? You learn all of this. So to know about George Murakami, he was 19 years old when he immigrated to the Yamato community from, and I'm not saying this correctly, but it's Bizazu, Japan, in 1906. He was originally an indentured laborer working to pay off his passage to America. He grew, sold fruits and vegetables, including tomatoes and pineapples. Eventually, he was the last remaining farmer from this colony. And he wanted to give his property away to be used in a manner to benefit the people of his adopted country, the United States of America. So we honor the persistence and the dreams of the original early settlers from Japan to Palm Beach County. And we thank you so much for all that you continue to do. And I urge everyone to visit these beautiful gardens. So this certificate of recognition is presented to the Council General Kazuri Nakai for your support of the Murakami Museum and Japanese gardens. And we want to also recognize all the Murakami administration, staff, and members of the Murakami Board of Trustees by bestowing the Order of the Rising Sun, Gold and Silver Rays, the highest Japanese civilian award, hosting the wife of former Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe. I remember that, 2017, and hosting Japanese ambassadors and dignitaries. As one of Florida's top trading partners, Japanese companies play a significant role in our state's economy. Over the years, Japan has been the state's second largest foreign supply of imports and a major source of foreign direct investment. In addition, we've witnessed a lot of tourism from Japan. So thank you so much, Council General Kazuri Nakai, because you join a long list of supportive people here in Palm Beach County. We believe in your mission as you believe in educating and showing the beauty of your country to the people of Palm Beach County. So thank you, Consul General Nakai. And I know that you are working now with the Tri-County area in representing all of us to reestablish a local chapter of the Japan America Society in South Florida. This certificate of recognition is given to you.
So I also have a personal connection with the Murakami. I served on the Board of Trustees for the Murakami Museum and Gardens for a number of years. It's wonderful to see you all here. If you haven't been to the Murakami, I can't encourage you enough to go. It is one of the most beautiful places in Palm Beach County. Not that every place in Palm Beach County isn't beautiful, but it is an amazing gardens, and it is an absolute replica of the type of gardens you would see in Japan, and maintained to the highest levels. I have, on behalf, as mayor of Palm Beach County, I have a letter and to you, Consul General, that representing our beliefs and wishes, good wishes and celebration of your being with us today, as well as the contributions you and your fellow citizens from Japan have made to the state of Florida and to Palm Beach County and the United States, and how delighted we are to host you here today, and looking forward to a long and very fruitful relationship for our countries together.
Mayor Wyeth, Vice Mayor Sachs, distinguished boards of commissioners, distinguished guests and friends. Thank you very much indeed. It is a tremendous honor for me as a Consul General of Japan to be recognized for forging a strong culture bridge and working on relations with Palm Beach County and Morikami Museum and Japanese Garden. As beautifully introduced by Vice Mayor Sachs, Japan and Palm Beach, particularly Morikami Museum, have had a long history dating back to the beginning of this century. Yes, indeed, it is 1904 when Japanese immigrants came to South Florida and established a community called Yamato Colony. By the time the World War started, the colony has almost gone, but some of the members continue to live in South Florida. And yes, indeed, Shikeji Morikami is one of the last members of the community, is the one who are here, and donated 200 acres of the land to Palm Beach County in 1974. And Palm Beach County was kind to build beautiful Japanese gardens in the land and opened the museum in 1977. Since then, as kindly introduced by Mayor Weiss, Morikami Museum has played one of the most important roles in introducing Japanese culture and cultivating the community interest on them. The government of Japan has been recognized its importance and contribution from its start. And actively supporting its activities. As kindly introduced before, so far 8 members of the Morikami Museum, namely Mr. John Thomas Gretchen, Ms. Nancy Stroud, Mr. David Schmitz, Mr. Donald Yoshino, Mr. Randall Baker, Ms. Chieko Mihori, Mr. Larry Rosenweig, and Mrs. James Mihori. They have been awarded the Order of Merit by His Majesty Emperor of Japan for their extraordinary contributions to the promotion of Japanese culture. I assumed Consul General of Japan in September 2021, when the variety of its restrictions imposed by COVID-19 were beginning to relax, which made it easier for me to organize, to take part in various in-person culture activities. In November 2021, I was kindly invited for the first time to the museum of the Morikami Museum, and I was very much impressed to see Japanese culture, popularity of the Japanese culture among the people of Palm Beach. Since then, I had various opportunities to take part in the Morikami Museum events and collaborate with their members, maybe more frequently than ever. Probably it was a reason, I assume, that the county's board commissioner has kindly decided to recognize our work at this time, our work to bridge and strengthen the relation with the Morikami Museum and Japanese Garden. Therefore, on behalf of all Japanese consul generals and people of Japan, I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to the county and people in the county. Thank you very much. Not only through the Morikami Museum, Palm Beach County has been active in promoting the understanding of Japan and Japan at grassroots level. Delray Beach has a sister city partnership with Miyazu, the city where Mr. Morikami is from, since 1977. 1977, the same year, was the foundation of the Morikami Museum and Japanese Garden. Both cities have maintained very close cooperations through variety of the in-person exchanges, particularly those among high school students. I'm very happy to hear that Vice Mayor Sachs to touch upon our effort to further broaden friendship between Japan and Florida by establishing a new chapter of Japan-America Society. Japan-America Society has worked for centuries to promote grassroots and goodwills in most of the major cities in the United States. However, in Florida, we have only one chapter in Pensacola. In order to establish a new chapter in place in South Florida, I have been discussing with many stakeholders who are promoting friendship between us, of course, including our friends in Morikami museums. As a result, the steering committee to start this chapter has been just established. It is very important to move forward this project with the advice from Museum Morikami and Palm Beach County. I'm grateful to see the reference of the visit of the Prime Minister Abe, former Prime Minister Abe, to Palm Beach in this recognition. Yes, Prime Minister Abe visited Palm Beach twice, February 2017 and November 2018. And Mrs. Yoshie Abe visited the museum together with First Lady, Mrs. Melania Trump. We are still shocked and saddened, deeply saddened, to see the sudden demise of the Prime Minister as a victim of violence. However, beautiful scenery of Palm Beach during their visit they are still vividly remembered in the memory of people of Japan. This year, the zodiac animal of this year, 2023, is the rabbit. It is a year of rabbit. And it is believed that things would move and grow with a leap and bounce just like a rabbit. This year, the momentum to enhance friendship between us is strengthening. For example, we are expecting the Governor Ron DeSantis is visiting Japan this autumn, and several other important events and visits are being planned. Taking advantage of those important events, I hope that the relationship between us will leap forward through those important events in the year of the rabbit. Our consulate office just celebrated the establishment's 30th anniversary last year. We opened the office in Miami in 1992. As a Consul General at that juncture, I am determined to further strongly support the activity of the Morricone Museum, and also cooperate and engage with a variety of grassroots activity in this Palm Beach for further deepening our mutual understandings and goodwill. Thank you very much indeed for this precious opportunity. どうもありがとうございました。
All right, where's Sharon at? Are you here? Oh, there you are. I snuck away from you. Sorry about that. It's good. Get your steps in. It's wonderful to see you. All righty, well, we are going to be declaring that February 11th through 17th, 2023 as 211 Awareness Week. And it is my honor to present this proclamation to you, Sharon, on behalf of all of the folks at 211. Whereas 211 Helpline and Crisis Hotlines continues to be a beacon of hope, providing life-saving crisis support and guidance for those overwhelmed and do not know where to turn. And there were over 125,000 requests for help in 2022. During these challenging times that include the pandemic impact, economic instability, recent hurricanes, 211's caring and highly trained staff have been the frontline responders 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And people of all ages and all walks of life are reaching out because of growing struggles with mental health or emotional health, addiction, housing, health, and other concerns. Our 211 staff listen to each and every person to provide available resource options and to help them strategize to solve their problems. 211 has specialized advocacy and support programs for the community that include caregiver support, Help Me Grow, and 211's life-saving Sunshine daily calls that continue to brighten the lives of isolated seniors and caregivers. And whereas 211 staff also respond on the 988 lifeline and support lines that include first responders, include the MyFL Vet for veterans with peer-to-peer support providing assistance to these specialized groups and their family. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners assembled in regular session on the 7th day of February 2023 that February 11th through 17th, 2023 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed as 211 Awareness Week. And thank you for all you do to help make people's lives better in Palm Beach County.
Thank you so much, Mayor, Commissioners, County staff, and guests for this recognition. The awareness is so important, and as was stated in the proclamation, 211 is the only 24/7 helpline and crisis hotline serving this region. Last year, as you heard, we responded to over 125,000 requests for help. The vast majority of them were from residents of Palm Beach County. These can be help requests, anything from people struggling because they can't pay their rent. Their rent has suddenly skyrocketed. They can't keep food on the table. Moms who are worried about their children's development, all the way to people who are thinking about ending their own life. And in each case, our team is there and cares about them. Here in Palm Beach County last year, we responded to over 800 instances of people contacting us saying that they were thinking about ending their life. So that's a heavy number, but what I want to emphasize here is that in those cases, that's 800 times, more than twice a week, that our team talked people through their darkest moments so that they could go on and live to see a brighter day. With the increased need for mental health supports nationally, it was decided that the National Suicide Lifeline number should be easier to remember. Here it's easy to remember because you can just call 211, but that's not the case nationwide. So they created the number 988. We have been answering that lifeline all along, and we continue to do that, but we did see an increase of about 60% of local calls on that line since the launch in July. And so what this means, of course, is that our team is expanding. We are in the preliminary stages of trying to build a new facility to accommodate this and to have a facility that's hurricane rated, because we're not currently. So we're working on that. I invite all of you, anyone who hasn't come to see it, please get in touch with us and you can see the work firsthand and the facility. So in closing, I just want to thank you again for the awareness and for helping to make sure that every single person who needs help knows we're here for them whenever they need us. Thank you.
Since we have a number of attendees, I'm going to go ahead and start calling your name for the next proclamation. And if you could come on up, the Executive Director, Safety for Life Foundation, Tara Applebaum, Brian LeBlanc, CEO, Safety for Life Foundation, Bonnie Ronenstein, Safety for Life Student Ambassador Coordinator. If you could come right over on this side. Elijah Virgin, St. Mary's Medical Center Educational Outreach Coordinator. And Jay Lower, Safety for Life Student Ambassador Coordinator and Administrator from Cardinal Newman High School. Melanie Serater, Safety for Life Student President, Wellington High School. Kayla Batiste, Student President, Suncoast High School. Grayson Honecker, Student for Life, Student President, Cardinal Newman High School. Ava Powell, Cardinal Newman High School Board. Then we have Kate Rooney, Cardinal Newman High School Board. Amelia Walsh, Cardinal Newman High School Board. Angelina Flores, Student Co-President, G-Star High School. Leah Lascano, Student Co-President, G-Star High School. Shania Davis, Student Co-President, Forest Hill High School. And Marilyn Monia, Safety for Life Student Co-President, Forest Hills High School. Wow, congratulations. What an amazing group of young ambassadors for this event. The Safety for Life Foundation was created in a year like no other, when the need for impactful safety programs was never greater. Internet safety, human trafficking became critical subjects to address because our students were attached, it's true, to their electronic devices prior to the pandemic, but remote learning took this to the next level. These circumstances made many susceptible students very vulnerable to predators, which can lead to a human trafficking situation. The unrest as a result of law enforcement-related tragedies made creating peaceful interactions and offering solutions to the public and to the police a priority. Safety for Life provides assemblies, safety fairs, online information, and events for students and their families. Their dynamic speakers bring real-life scenarios to the audience and eliminate any confusion associated with the dangerous subjects being presented. Opportunities for community service are available along with our Student Ambassador Program, which gives students an introduction into a civic mindset while keeping themselves and their peers safe. And this is why we are going to declare March 4th, 2023 as Safety for Life Ambassador Day. I want to thank particularly those adults who have mentored the students from all the various high schools in promoting student safety on the internet, through civic activities, and I look forward to seeing some of these students in public life, maybe here in the County Commission one day, as you pursue your mission in bringing this advocacy to all the students of your peers. So we are declaring Safety for Life Ambassador Day, March 4th. This is proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County. That this proclamation is duly sealed, ribboned, and executed by the members of this board. The foregoing proclamation was sponsored by myself, and upon unanimous consent of the board, the mayor declared the proclamation duly enacted. Congratulations.
Thank you, Commissioner, and all of the commissioners and county staff. After working to educate teens on road safety for 20-plus years, it's an honor to collaborate with the Lebovics, their law group, county and state agencies that make up our advisory board to bring this teen empowerment project to the students of Palm Beach County. Our Safety for Life student ambassadors demonstrate the best in teens. The way they have embraced the mission to educate their peers on the 4 elements of safety for life: road and internet safety, human trafficking prevention, safe law enforcement interactions, is amazing. They practice our daily mission: safety for you, safety for your family, safety for your friends, safety for life. And now I'd like to introduce Brian Lebovic.
Thank you. I won't take a long time, and I won't repeat what Tara said. What we're doing is really wonderful. I do want to say a couple of things. Number one, I want to thank these young student leaders up here. We created this organization a few years ago because Tara has, and I share in this mission, a mission to try to impact these young lives in a really productive way. And the unintended good consequence of what is happening in this organization, and you mentioned it, Vice Mayor, these young leaders are learning today, and every day we go out and talk to them, that public service and community activity really counts. And by you doing this for them, it really lets them know that as stewards of our county, you care about local activity, and what they're doing matters to our community. And so this circle is really wonderful, and I want to say thank you for that.
Right, while they're taking their photo, I'd like to ask Dwight Mattingly, Clinton Forbes, and we have other guests with us today? Oh, Joey, are you joining us this morning? Thank you. Joey Acevedo. This is a real honor today. It's one of my favorite groups to recognize, and that's our transit folks. You really do make a difference in people's lives in Palm Beach County each and every day. We are declaring that February 2023 as Transit Equity Month. Rosa Parks was an iconic figure in the movement for social justice and racial equality, and played a major role in the inception of civil rights in the civil rights movement that ended legal segregation in the United States. The immediate focus of her historic protest was the unequal access of African Americans to public transit, and paratransit is a necessary component for any public transit system to ensure accessibility for all people. Whereas public transit jobs in the United States have historically been good jobs that pay family supporting wages, and whereas affordable and reliable public transit is an essential public service on par with utilities such as water and electricity. And whereas the expansion of public transit helps to address the climate crisis by moving more people in fewer vehicles and thereby reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and it provides an unprecedented opportunity to continue the legacy of Rosa Parks by ensuring that people of color, the economically disadvantaged, those with disabilities, and other marginalized populations have full access and benefits of public transit. Whereas the Amalgamated Transit Union Local 1577 and PalmTrans support the call to observe February, Rosa Parks Birth Month, as a time to acknowledge public transit as a civil right in Palm Beach County. And whereas Transit Equity Month highlights the vital role that can be played by the expansion of public transit in the shift from climate-destroying economy powered by fossil fuels to a climate-protecting, renewable-powered, and regenerative economy with just a public transit system for communities, and workers. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 7th day of February 2023 in Palm Beach County, February 2023 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Transit Equity Month. Congratulations and thank you for all you do.
Mr. Mayor, Board, thank you for this recognition. It is great to partner with the Amalgamated Transit Union, Local 1577, for this recognition. I don't know, Mayor. If it wasn't for a little feisty, bright, obstinate lady in the 50s, known as the First Lady of the Civil Rights Movement, I'm not sure if I could stand here today proudly as your executive director of the bus company for Palm Beach County we know as PalmTran. I don't take that for granted. I don't take it lightly. So thank you for this recognition. And I would say that Transit Equity Day is very emblematic of PalmTran's mission, which is to provide access to opportunity for everyone. Thank you.
Just real quick, I wanted to say thank you, Mr. Forbes, for giving us the opportunity to bring this to the light of the Board of County Commissioners and for the proclamation that's been made. 4 years ago, the Amalgamated Transit Union on a national basis combined with several community groups to recognize Rosa Parks' birthday of February 4th. Here in Palm Beach County, we've taken it a step higher and said the entire month we're going to bring recognition to the act that she took to break down those barriers. I want to say also thanks to Mr. Forbes for his direction in planning to provide access to additional people in underserved communities such as Belle Glade and the western communities when he instituted the Go Glades routes there that provides door-to-door service for those who want to travel within that community and also increase service to some of the routes here locally. Thank you, Mr. Forbes, and thank you for the recognition, Mayor.
Good morning. I'm going to go ahead and call up Lisa Lynch. She's close. We have Jennifer Cirillo, who is our Parks Director, Paul Connell, our Parks Deputy Director, and Jimmy Davis, our Aquatic Division Director, all for Palm Beach County. Okay, good morning. Oh, they brought it in. I was going to tell everyone to make sure you take a look at this before you leave. I'm here happy to present this proclamation. On a personal note, my mother-in-law has used something similar to get to the beach, and I think it's super important that we have this for anyone who wants to get there, because it's definitely my happy place, and I know a lot of people around here feel the same way. This certificate of commendation is presented to Lisa Lynch of Hypoluxo, Florida, for her advocacy of beach accessibility for individuals in wheelchairs throughout Palm Beach County. Over the years, her commitment and determination in working with the county and its municipalities have been admirable. We commend her efforts in removing barriers for full inclusion on our beaches. Presented on the 7th day of February 2023.
Well, I want to say thank you, Commissioner Woodward, and special thanks to Jimmy and Palm Beach County Parks and Rec. I came to Jimmy 5 years ago with a vision. After my accident in 2011, I wasn't able to access the beach. I had to be carried places, and it was very heartbreaking. And 2017, I rolled onto my first access mat, and the whole game changed. I knew there were possibilities for the future for the community that I'm in, for people using wheelchairs. And so year to date, I've done quite a lot in the community, different beaches, and everyone universally designed wheelchairs that are easy to push and get around. And I would love to see this throughout the state of Florida. So I thank the county for seeing my vision and following my advocacy and my wishes, and thank you very much. And this chair is being dedicated in honor of my father, who we lost last year. He was a wheelchair user also, and this is from our family. And my mother's here also, and in honor of my dad. So thank you, everyone.
Would the Lynx who are present here today please come forward? Sonia Woodford, President, Carmen Richardson, Calenta Dillard, Celicia Smith-Gordon, Ava Parker, Penelope Rockman, Karen Mears, Virginia Baker, and Miss Carolyn Williams. And if I didn't call anyone else, please come forward. Before I present this proclamation, I just want to remind all of our residents in District 7, for everyone who is planning on attending my birthday on March 4th, please don't come to my house. I'm inviting you to the Black Family Wellness Expo at Palm Beach State College. This proclamation declaring March 4th, 2023 as the Lynx Incorporated West Palm Beach, Florida chapter, first Black Family Wellness Expo. Whereas the Lynx, Inc. consists of a membership of approximately 16,000 professional women of color who are driven by servant leadership and have their hearts for educational, cultural, social, and civic concerns. And whereas the mission is to serve unmet needs of the community by providing educational, civic, and cultural activities and transformational programs that enrich lives. And whereas the organization contributes over 1 million hours of volunteer service annually. And whereas the West Palm Beach, Florida chapter of the Lynx Incorporated has provided purposeful and committed public service for more than 53 years. And whereas the chapter received a grant from the Links Foundation and Baxter International, Inc. to launch the Black Kidney Awareness Resource Education Initiative in Palm Beach County. The funds will help the local chapter bring kidney disease and awareness and resources to the disproportionate challenges affecting Black Americans. And whereas the West Palm Beach, Florida chapter of the Links Incorporated will partner with area health professionals and faith-based organizations to host their first Black Family Wellness Expo on March 4th, 2023 at Palm Beach State College, Lake Worth campus. The expo will provide resources and screening to help Black families take control of their health. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session this 7th day of February 2023, that March 4th, my birthday, in Palm Beach County, is hereby proclaimed the Links, Inc. West Palm Beach, Florida chapter, First Black Family Wellness Expo. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners, and a special thank you to Commissioner Bernard for your acknowledgement of the efforts of our chapter to serve our community. On behalf of the members that are here with me today, as well as our national president, who is born and raised here in West Palm Beach, Florida, Ethel Isaacs Williams, in her absence, we bring you greetings and thank you for the acknowledgement. The Black Care Kidney Awareness Resource Education Initiative is dedicated to raising awareness and providing resources and education to address chronic kidney disease among Black Americans, given the disproportionate number affected by the disease. Our chapter was one of 70 chapters across the United States selected to participate in the initiative's national expansion, which is funded by the Links Foundation and Baxter Healthcare Corporation renal business. We are ecstatic to receive this grant to bring awareness on chronic kidney disease. With it, our goal is to allow us to expand our outreach into the African American community in Palm Beach County and to educate adults and potentially youth about the impact of kidney disease and the importance of being proactive in managing their health. Our goal is to develop community partnerships with faith-based entities, healthcare providers, educational institutions, and organizations. Again, as the mayor said on his birthday, as the commissioner said on his birthday, the public is encouraged to attend the Black Family Wellness Expo on Saturday, March 4th, 2023, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Palm Beach State College, the Lake Worth campus, where you'll learn more about Black care, kidney disease, and a multitude of other healthcare resources will be provided. So we invite you to join us. Again, thank you on behalf of our chapter. Thank you very much, Commissioner Bernard and other commissioners. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I have the privilege of presenting the proclamation declaring February 27th through March 3rd, 2023 as Palm Beach County and America Saves Week. If there are any folks from the Guardians Credit Union, come on up, please. Is John Reese here? Excuse me, John Deese?
John was not.
Oh, he's not.
I'm Heather.
Okay. Hi, nice to meet you. I just wanted to say, Commissioner Bernard, I will be unable to celebrate with you at the expo on your birthday, because I'll be with family celebrating my own birthday on the same day. I didn't know we had the same birthday. We're both March 4th. What a coincidence. Happy birthday, Mac. Thank you. I want to, again, recognize February 27th through March 3rd, 2023, as Palm Beach County and America Saves Week. Whereas personal and household savings are fundamental to Palm Beach County's stability, and vitality, and whereas adequate emergency savings, retirement funds, and safe debt-income ratios are critical components of personal financial security. And whereas America Saves is a national campaign to persuade, encourage, and motivate Americans to take financial action in building wealth through savings, money, and reducing debt. And whereas Guardians Credit Union is a partner in the America Saves campaign and is committed to helping its members and the community at large take immediate financial action to build wealth, not debt. And whereas all residents of Palm Beach County are called upon to start or increase an emergency fund or take other positive wealth-building action during Palm Beach County and America Saves Week, and pledge to sustain that action during the following year. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 7th day of February 2023, that February 27th through March 3rd, 2023 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Palm Beach County and America Saves Week.
Thank you, Commissioners, and especially Commissioner Barnett. It is my very great pleasure to receive this proclamation on behalf of your credit union, formerly known as Palm Beach County Credit Union, then PBC Credit Union, and now Guardians Credit Union, in honor of our original members, police, fire, and city and county workers. We were founded in 1953 for county employees by county employees. And I will keep my remarks very short and just say that no one makes good financial decisions when they are under stress. And an emergency savings will give us the peace of mind to make good decisions in times of emergency. And so Guardians Credit Union, whose only mission is the financial well-being of our community, seeks to engage the community this Palm Beach County Saves Week with opportunities to learn how to painlessly save during these difficult economic times so that we can live our best financial lives. Thank you once again for this proclamation, and we hope that you will join us to either increase or begin your emergency savings during Palm Beach County Saves Week.
Would Charmaine Postal and Rohan Sullivan please come forward? Before I give this certificate of recognition, Charmaine, I want to recognize you for your work that you did during the millage for the school district and your commitment to the students and our kids in Palm Beach County. So thank you very much for your work. My man, Rohan. All right, so I want to present the certificate of recognition, which is presented to Genesis Media Group and the Black Lux Picnic and Music Festival weekend. And this recognition states, thank you for many years of dedicated service to the residents of Palm Beach County and for highlighting cultural diversity. Congratulations.
Good morning, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, and specifically Commissioner Bernard and Administrator Virginia Baker. Thank you for your support. Thank you for what you have done in recognizing us today on behalf of Genesis Media Group, Rohan Sutherland, and the Bode Foundation for this weekend. This weekend is going to, or next weekend is going to be amazing. It's a 3-day weekend. We kick off the weekend with the Black Leadership Summit at the Arts and Cultural Center in Boynton Beach on Friday. Impactful, engaging, empowering. On Saturday, we have a little fun at Sunset Cove, and then on Sunday, we continue to just invite the family to have fun with us on Peanut Island. So we welcome and we invite all of you here today, and thank you for this recognition. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hello again. I've been waiting for this from the moment of my appointment, the opportunity to honor my alma mater, Palm Beach State College. Yes, 90 years. Amazing. I also want to, I'd love to invite my fellow commissioners, alum Sarah Baxter and Commissioner Bernard, Commissioner Baxter and Bernard, also an alum, and Commissioner Bernard, who, when in the legislature, pushed the bill to have the name changed from Palm Beach Community College to Palm Beach State College. I tell everybody all the time about the second chance Palm Beach State College gave me when it was Palm Beach Community College back in 2002. After I had dropped out of college at FAU, I thought I was ready for higher learning, but I had to take a few years to grow up and realize that my education was the most serious thing for my future. Palm Beach State College, the administrators and the professors gave me that second chance, and I certainly wouldn't be standing here without having had that opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Parker. Thank you, Palm Beach State College. Would you please come on up, Dr. Parker? And anyone else you would like to join, please. Recognizing the 90th anniversary of Palm Beach State College. Whereas, since opening its doors on November 14th, 1933, as Palm Beach Junior College, Palm Beach State College has grown from having 41 local students in 3 classrooms to 40,000 students from 151 countries and territories, studying on 5 campuses located in Boca Raton, Belle Glade, Lake Worth, Waxahachie Groves, Palm Beach Gardens, and online. And whereas Palm Beach State College, established during the Great Depression, when there was no Institute of Higher Learning in Palm Beach County, is now an economic engine, pumping $1.1 billion into the county's economy each year. And whereas in 1965, Palm Beach Junior College merged with Roosevelt Junior College, that was established in 1958 to serve African American students. And whereas Palm Beach State College provides accessible, student-centered teaching and learning experiences in academic, technical, and lifelong learning to transform lives and strengthen our community. And whereas the support of hundreds of local business partners is vital to the success of Palm Beach State College's career certificates and degrees, helping ensure that students gain the knowledge and skills employers need, and providing mentors, scholarships, guest speakers, company tours, internships, and jobs. And whereas with more than 130 programs of study, Palm Beach State College is the county's leading educator of skilled professionals. Career programs span fields such as healthcare, computer science, business, biotechnology, creative arts, childcare, human services, teacher education, environmental science, landscape management, a wide variety of skilled trades, engineering, electrical power, and public safety. And whereas the Palm Beach County Board of County Commissioners celebrates and values the legacy of achievements of Palm Beach State College and its vital role as a provider of excellence in education and career training, and as a driver of economic mobility for Palm Beach County and the region. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session this 24th day of January 2023, that the board hereby recognizes the 90th anniversary of Palm Beach State College.
morning, Commissioners. Thank you so much, Commissioner Bernard. It has been an absolute joy to serve. I am the chair of the District Board of Trustees, and on behalf of the District Board of Trustees, I want to express my sincere thanks to you for acknowledging an institution that just stands ready, has been ready to serve and to provide the skills that are necessary to build this economy. We are very pleased to receive this recognition. We are excited about 90 years. That's not young, but we've made some significant impacts over the 90 years, and we look forward to doing more. So I just want to thank you so much for the acknowledgement. And on behalf of the Board of Trustees who could not, my fellow board members who could not be here, I want to express their gratitude as well. Thank you so much.
Just very quickly, I know you're only one speaker, but I had to sneak my boss in because that's what you do. To the mayor and vice mayor, members of the commission, and particularly to our graduates, alum, please know that it's my job to ensure that the investment that you made in Palm Beach State College, that it grows. That is, that people understand that that was a great choice because of the great things that we continue to do in our community. So I'm committed to making sure that your investment grows because we're going to grow and expand the institution. You know, what's interesting about our institution is about 80% of our graduates, when they complete their program, they stay in this community. So we really are a part of the infrastructure that helps to make things work here, and I'm really proud to have that responsibility. Thank you so much for recognizing us. We are the first public community college here in the state of Florida, and understand the responsibility that goes with that. For those high school seniors who graduate and choose to get a post-high school credential, Palm Beach State College has chosen more than any other institution, and know that we understand the responsibility that goes with that. So I want to say thank you so much for your support. If I could almost go to each one of you individually and identify amazing things that you've done just since I've been here in the last 7.5 years to make our institution great. So thank you so much to our county administrator and to everyone for the fact that you recognize the importance that a college like ours plays in our community. Our goal is to ensure that every resident here has an opportunity for a post-high school credential 20 minutes from their home. And I think that we're working to do that as best we can, and know that we're so proud to serve that role here in Palm Beach County. So thank you very much. And we're the big green and gold. Thank you for the green jacket today. I know you're not wearing green for me today, but I'll take it anyway. So we're the proud green and gold, and yes, we are the proud Panthers. So thank you very much. What's a birthday party without a gift? So just a few things if we can pass there. So thank you very much.
Yes. And let me just say, for this 90th year, our theme is Knowledge is Forever, and I just wanted to share that with you.
Thank you so much. Okay. One more.
Would James Green, Taruna, and Clinton Forrest please come forward? Is Taruna here? this proclamation declaring February 2023 as Black History Month. Whereas in 1926, Dr. Carter Woodson, a historian, realized a dearth of Black people in American history and decided to launch a one-week celebration of African Americans' achievements. He chose the second week of February because it coincided with the birthday of two prominent figures in the struggle of African Americans for their freedom. And whereas in the fervor of the civil rights movement in the 1960s, colleges and universities began to claim the entire month of February as Black History Month. And in 1976, President Gerald Ford declared the month of February Black History Month. On February 11, 1986, Congress passed a joint resolution designating February as National Black History Month. The stated purpose of the observance of Black History Month is to provide opportunities to the American people to get a better appreciation of the contributions of African Americans to our country and to the world. And whereas in 2006, Congress passed a concurrent resolution that expanded the observance of Black History Month to include the recognition of the achievements and contributions of Afro-descendants in all of the Americas. And whereas in a little less than 50 years since President Ford's declaration, the observance of Black History Month has become truly national, with programs organized on colleges and universities, campuses throughout the country, and Black History Month has become part of the curriculum of the public schools. And whereas Black History Month has been a tremendous success, and the country as a whole has made a lot of progress in terms of race relations, we have seen the emergence of Black elected officials both locally and nationally. For instance, in 1990, Maud Ford Lee became the first Black county commissioner in Palm Beach County. And in 2008, we elected our first Black president, Barack H. Obama. Also in 2015, we appointed our first Black county administrator, Ms. Virginia C. Baker. And whereas, however, despite the successes, we still have a long way to go as a country. Indeed, while we are highlighting the contributions of Afro-descendants to America, we cannot forget the disproportionate impact that the COVID-19 pandemic is having on Black communities throughout the country and the senseless killings of Black people. We have to work even harder to make our country more just a place where everyone's contribution is recognized and valued. And American history is truly inclusive of all people that compose this great tapestry that is our nation. Now therefore be proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session the 7th day of February 2023, that February 2023 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Black History Month. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Bernard, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. We are very excited to celebrate Black History Month here in Palm Beach County. Many of you know and have been invited to our Black History and Culture Tour that's taking place on February the 13th and February the 27th. We are partnering with PalmTran and also Children's Services Council and Adopt a Family to host this tour to various historic sites throughout Palm Beach County. We're very excited about that because we know that learning about Black history and culture within local communities can be a powerful tool for government employees and stakeholders. It can build bridges between different communities, foster understanding, and create an environment that is inclusive and respectful. It can help employees and other stakeholders recognize the challenges faced by African American communities and how these challenges have shaped their lives. And this can lead to more effective institutional practices that's tailored to the needs of the community. Finally, by understanding the history of African Americans, employees and other stakeholders can recognize the challenges faced by the community and be more sensitive to their needs. This can help foster an understanding of respect and build better relationships between communities and government and other stakeholders. And so we are extremely excited about this opportunity to join many of our community leaders in visiting these various sites. And there are a couple of slots remaining on February the 13th, so we invite any of you who are willing to join us. Thank you.
So while they're taking their photo op, I'd like to invite up Adriana Perez and Andrea Ceres from the National Association of Women in Construction. It's been a little bit of a morning. I just want to say there is so much good work in our county. I mean, you can tell by all the proclamations that we're doing. So cheers to everybody that came before and came after us and these great organizations. And for those of you that don't know, Women in Construction, this organization was founded 70 years ago in Austin, Texas. My mom was a member in the late 70s in the Hartford branch in Connecticut, so it is my honor to do the proclamation today for National Association of Women in Construction. So we are declaring March 5th through 11th, 2023, as the 25th Annual Women in Construction Week, whereas the National Association of Women in Construction Greater Palm Beach Chapter 87 has distinguished itself for 59 years as the voice of women in construction in Southeast Florida. And whereas the work done by the chapter has benefited Southeast Florida through community development and educational programs, and whereas the NAWIC Greater Palm Beach Chapter 87 has increasingly promoted the employment and advancement of women in the construction industry, and whereas the construction community, represented by NAWIC Greater Palm Beach Chapter 87, has been a driving force in fostering community development through renovation and beautification projects, promotion of skilled trades career, and a positive vision of the future. And whereas the chapter has sought to achieve successful results for Southeast Florida and surrounding areas in a cooperative spirit with other organizations, whereas all residents are encouraged to recognize the NAWIC Greater Palm Beach Chapter 87 and its dedicated volunteers for its steadfast work and efforts in advancing opportunities for women in construction, now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session this 7th day of February, that March 5th through 11th, 2023, in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed the 25th Annual Women in Construction Week.
Thank you, Commissioner Marino, for your support to NAWIC, and thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, County staff. NAWIC has been, like you said, in business, so to say, for 70 years. We have 6,000 members nationally, and in Palm Beach County, we have 50 members. And it has been our mission, and my mission also as president, first Latina president, and person of color president of this chapter. It has been our mission to not only enhance the success of women in construction through education and professional opportunities and community outreach, but also more recently we are increasing diversity within our small little minority. And we are very proud to be here today, and thank you so much for your support. And we invite everybody, especially women in construction, to check out our meeting on Thursday. Check out our website, nawicpalmbeach.org. And yeah, thank you. We're very proud.
Two more, right? Okay. We have two more. I have one of those two. So I would like to bring up Dr. Casey Messer, Sean Conklin, Dr. James Green, and Taruna Malhotra. Today we are declaring February 7th as National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. And anyone else who wants to participate, please join us. Come on, don't be shy. You don't get anywhere being shy. Come on, Dr. Alonso, you can come up too. Dr. Alonso, you want to be part of this or not? You know, I know you're retiring, but come on now. You're still good. No matter if you retire, they're still going to pull you in. You know that. Yeah, she still has a little time. Thank you. This is a proclamation of the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, declaring February 7th, 2023 as National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. Whereas we recognize this day to increase awareness about HIV/AIDS among Black communities and encourage people to get involved in prevention efforts, get tested, and get treatment if they are living with HIV. And whereas worldwide an estimated 38.4 million people are living with HIV and an estimated 1.5 million new infections occurred in 2021. Wow. Which is an estimated 4,100 new infections every day. And whereas worldwide 15% of the people with HIV do not know their status, and only 75% of the people with HIV who need life-saving antiretroviral therapy are currently accessing these medications. And whereas we recognize that a strong commitment to ending the HIV epidemic globally means addressing health disparities and ensuring the voices of all people with HIV are central in all our work. And we likewise recognize that despite the many hard-won gains over the last 40 years, HIV still remains a threat domestically and globally. And whereas despite progress, HIV continues to disproportionately affect Black people in the United States. Nationwide, more than 40% of new HIV infections occur among Black people, and in Palm Beach County, 58% of the people with HIV are Black. And whereas in Palm Beach County, more than 8,000 persons are living with HIV, and the Palm Beach County HIV Care Council and the Palm Beach County Community Prevention Partnership, through its partners, are working together to renew HIV/AIDS awareness and to expand and strengthen the local effort to stop the spread of HIV in Palm Beach County. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session this 7th day of February, that February 7th, 2023 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. Who wants to talk?
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Marino, for sponsoring this proclamation. Good morning, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, and Administrator Baker. Thank you for allowing me to be with you today. I'm Dr. Casey Messer, Program Manager for HIV Elimination Services here in Palm Beach County. I'm honored to be present with you today to recognize National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day in Palm Beach County. First observed in 1999, National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day acknowledges how HIV disproportionately and unjustly affects Black people. Black communities have made great progress in reducing HIV, yet racism, discrimination, and mistrust in the healthcare system affects whether Black people seek or receive HIV prevention services. These issues also reduce the likelihood of engaging in HIV treatment and care. National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day is an opportunity to increase HIV education, testing, community involvement, and treatment among Black communities. There is much work to be done. In 2022, there were 8,417 people living with HIV in Palm Beach County, which is the highest level in 5 years. When you hear that statistic, it may initially sound like a negative data point, but the largest contributing factor to this 5-year high number of people living with HIV is due to HIV-related deaths being at their lowest rate in the last 5 years. So very simply, there are more people living with HIV because fewer people are dying from HIV. This is the direct result of the outstanding quality of care and treatment provided by the HIV system of care in Palm Beach County. This past year, the number of persons receiving services from Palm Beach County's HIV elimination programs increased by 13% to 4,155, which is the highest number in the last 5 years, and nearly half of all people with HIV in Palm Beach County. I want to restate that. Half of all people with HIV in Palm Beach County receive services from our county's HIV programs. Phenomenal. In addition, people who receive services from our programs have a viral suppression rate of 89.3%, which is 20% points higher than the general population. What's even more promising is that our viral suppression rate has continuously increased over the last 5 years, despite lingering effects of COVID-19 and the increase of persons receiving services. Still, there is much work to be done. Affordable housing and upward economic mobility continues to be a challenge, not only for people with HIV, but compounds the challenges that people with HIV may be facing. Recent data analysis revealed that there are 325 people with HIV experiencing homelessness in Palm Beach County, with hundreds more people with HIV at risk of homelessness in unstable housing situations. This year, we launched a new housing program specifically for people with HIV and have served more than 123 of those households. Still, there is much work to be done. All communities are not burdened equally by HIV, and that is a specific issue that we are bringing awareness to today. People of color are disproportionately impacted by HIV in Palm Beach County. More than 50% of new HIV diagnoses were among persons who identify as Black, and Black persons with HIV are 9 times more likely to experience an HIV-related death compared to white persons with HIV. Achieving health equity is essential to ensure that every person with HIV has an equal opportunity to achieve optimal health. This is only possible when we eliminate health disparities by confronting historical injustices and address systemic inequities that continue to create barriers to healthcare access. To address these challenges directly, Palm Beach County's HIV elimination programs committed $650,000 to local Minority AIDS Initiative programs this year and created a health equity coordinator position within the HIV elimination section to support these efforts. Still, there is much work to be done. On Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day in Palm Beach County, we honor lives that are lost, celebrate those thriving with HIV, while recognizing that more needs to be done to ensure that access to HIV prevention and care is equitable. We will continue to make advances in the coming years to improve housing, transportation, access to comprehensive health care, and economic mobility through vocational rehabilitation and employment counseling while eliminating HIV stigma and disparities. There is much work to be done, but Palm Beach County has the passion, the commitment, the vision, and your support to continue this work until we complete our mission to end HIV once and for all. Thank you again for allowing us to be with you today. Everyone, please stay safe and healthy. Thank you.
Dr. Alonso. Last but not least, by any stretch of the imagination. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm excellent, thank you. We are here today to honor our friend and our partner, Dr. Alina Alonso. Dr. Alina Alonso has been serving the medically underserved through the Florida Department of Health in Palm Beach County since 1989 as director from 2009. She oversaw operations of one of the largest county health departments in the state. Under her leadership, department employees provide a full range of primary services at 7 health care centers located throughout the county. Services include epidemiology, communicable disease control, environmental public health, nutrition, emergency preparedness, school health, and community health and education. And whereas Dr. Alonso earned a Bachelor of Science degree in biology from Barry University in 1978 with a double minor in chemistry and mathematics, pursued her medical career at the Universidad Autónoma de Ciudad Juárez in Mexico and graduated in 1984. And she completed her residency in family medicine at the New York Medical College, St. Joseph's Medical Center, and in 1988. She's had training in biochemical terrorism, weapons of mass destruction, and communicable and emergent diseases. As an advocate, healer, and leader, her experience ranges from anthrax to Zika, that includes chikungunya, Ebola, H1N1, HIV/AIDS, hurricanes, STDs, and TB. She served as a key figure in the county's response to COVID-19 pandemic. And whereas during the pandemic, Dr. Alonso provided daily, weekly, and on-demand briefings to community leaders, she participated in countless presentations and ensured that there was health equity for non-English residents to keep all families safe. Whereas she's a diplomat for the American Board of Family Medicine, member of the National Association of County and City Health Officers, and the Palm Healthcare Foundation Board of Directors, and is an appointed commissioner on the Healthcare District Palm Beach County Board of Commissioners. Whereas she has earned numerous public health awards, to most recently include the 2020 Heroes in Medicine Talisa LaRocca MD Leadership Award and 2021 Safety Council of Palm Beach County COVID-19 Outstanding Service Recognition. And she contributed to the 2021 Palm Beach County Robert Wood Johnson Foundation Culture of Health Prize. And whereas she is a family practice physician by training, but a preventative medicine public health service by choice. She combines her Cuban heritage and her experience in training in Mexico and Central America to stay active in minority health issues, patient rights advocacy, cultural diversity, health equity, and population health. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners assembled in regular session on the 7th day of February, 2023, be it proclaimed that we are honoring Dr. Alina Alonso. Thank you, Dr. Alonso. And now we have something really special for you. Roll the tape. Thank you, Dr. Alonso. You've always been with us when we've needed you most.
Thank you very much. Please sit down. Sit down, please. Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, all the commissioners, everybody up here, and a special thank you and hug to Miss Virginia Baker. Thank you so much. Couldn't have done it without you. And of course, the rest of your staff and whoever put these pictures together. Where is she? It's a great honor. I had no other purpose when I came to do medicine other than to help my community. I specifically came back to Palm Beach County to do that because I felt that that's what I always wanted to do, is to help my community. That's why I went into medicine. I wrote that on my first application to medical school. And even though I've gotten asked to go to many, many places, including New York and Washington, D.C., and all over the place, even Tallahassee, I've always said no, because my job was here in my community, to give back to my community. And so I'm very proud to have served all these years, and I'm probably the most proud to have served through the COVID experience that we had here in Palm Beach County. It was tough, but it taught me a lot, and hopefully we're a little better off because of the way we handled it. I think we handled it very beautifully in Palm Beach County, so thank you to everyone that was involved in that. I have a quote that's my favorite quote, so I'm going to use it one more time to make a point, and that's from Ralph Waldo Emerson. And his quote says, "The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make a difference that you have lived and lived well." And so that's been my goal, is to have performed my job honorably, tell the truth, give you good advice so that then you can make decisions on this board. The same that I did with other community partners who asked me for my advice and for my recommendations. I always tried to stick to the facts, and that's what I tried to do every time I came and stood before you, so that you can make decisions based on the information that you had for your community and for your constituents. So it is with my pleasure that I leave, but I'm not going away. I will continue in the private sector, continue working for health equity and to eliminate the disparities that we have in every community. And I will continue to do that here in Palm Beach County through the private sector. So thank you. You will still see me around. I'm still living in Palm Beach County and still working for you. So thank you very much for this.
Yeah, you get to keep it.
Okay.
It's for you.
Mr. Mayor, can we do the picture up on a group photo? We're going to do a group photo.
Where's the proclamation? We have a proclamation?
Okay, I think we can take care of this pretty quickly. All right. Moving on, we do not have any public hearings today, so we'll move on to a regular agenda, and we have a number of items here for the airports. Let's see if we can take care of these. These are mostly have to do with transfer of funds that requires us to have a public or a regular agenda. So with that, on item 6A1.
I make a move we approve item 6A1.
A and B.
A and B.
We have a motion by Commissioner Marino on 6A1, A and B, a second by the Vice Mayor. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0. Moving on, 6A2,
I
A
make
and
a
B.
motion, we approve 6A2, A and B.
We have a motion by Commissioner Marino, 6A2, A and B, a second by the Vice Mayor. All in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0. Moving on.
I make a motion, we accept 6A3, A and B.
We have a motion by Commissioner Marino, 6A3, A and B, a second by the Vice Mayor. All in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0.
I'll just keep going. I make a motion, we approve 6A4.
We have a motion by Commissioner Marino for 6A4 and a second by Commissioner Bernard. All right, all in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0. And we're now on to...
Okay, I make a motion to approve 6A5, A and B.
We have a motion from Commissioner Marino, 6A5, A and B, and a second from Commissioner Baxter. All in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0.
And I make a motion that pass 6A and B.
6A6, A and B, we have a motion by the Vice Mayor and a second by Commissioner Barnett. All in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0.
Thank you all.
Have a wonderful day. Go back
Thank
to
you.
flying the airplanes safely. Okay. All right, moving on. We are now on item 6B1 from Housing and Economic Development. And this is on our county's the County State Housing Initiative Partnership Program and Local Housing Assistance Plan.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve item 6B1.
We have a motion from Commissioner Bernard on 6B1, a second by Commissioner Marino. All in favor, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0. We're now on to item 6B2.
I'll defer to the district commissioner on this one.
This is, would be District 3. Commissioner Barnett? You would like a presentation?
I believe this involves District 2 and 3, but yes, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. So we have a motion by Commissioner Barnett on 6B2 and a second by Commissioner Baxter. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0. We're now on to 6B3, also in District 3.
Motion to approve, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, so we have a motion from Commissioner Barnett on 6B3, A, B, and C, and we have a second from Commissioner Baxter. All in favor? Oh, okay, we have two lights. Okay, so we'll hold off on that, and we will move to, I think it was Commissioner Barnett was first. Did you? Okay, so Commissioner Marino, you're recognized.
Thank you, and it's just a brief, we're putting 3 homes on, out on the street, and they're under $300,000 each, which is well below what the average cost of a home is today. So thank you for everything you've done to get this, and while it's only 3 homes, it's 3 more than we had. So I just wanted to do my thank yous and tell people we're working at it. So
Thank you very much, Commissioner.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay. See no further comments or lights. So on item 6B3, A, B, and C, all in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0. Okay. We are now on to item 6B4.
I'll move to approve 6B4A, B, and C.
So we have a motion from Vice Mayor Sachs to approve items 6B4, A, B, and C. We have a second from Commissioner Barnett. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none. All in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day. All right, we're moving on to 6C1, Environmental Resource Management.
I will make a motion to approve 6C1A, B, C, D, E, and F. And we do have a speaking card, by the way.
Okay. So we have a motion by Commissioner Marino to approve items 6C1A, B, C, D, E, and F. And we have a second from Commissioner Baxter. And we have a card.
And I'd like to bring up Don Kieselewski, who I've known since he was like shorter than the podium.
Mayors and Commissioners, Don Kieselewski, Floyd Power and Light Company. We couldn't let this item sail through without recognizing your staff, who's been very commendable in this effort. This is not the type of traction, not the type of an event that we usually do at FPL, and we kind of stumbled coming out of the blocks, and your staff worked diligently with us and very professionally and did so in a fair manner, and I just want to give them a shout out and thank Deb and Pat and Sandy, who have been excellent in guiding us through this journey and keeping us on our schedule. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right.
And also, I just want to say thank you to staff and to FP&L for adding to our natural resources on this one.
Okay. All right. Seeing no other comments on item 6C1, all in favor, all opposed, that motion also carries 7-0. Okay, we're moving on to 6D1, and this is Parks and Recreation in District 6. Would you like a presentation?
Commissioner Baxter.
6D1.
So I'd like to make the motion to approve 6D1, A, B, and C.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Baxter to approve items 6D1, A, B, and C, and a second from the Vice Mayor. All right, do you need any further information on this? You all set? Everybody good?
Good.
Okay. All in favor? All opposed? This motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. This one was, 6E1 was deleted, I believe. So we're on 6F1. Mr. Von Laren.
Good afternoon. Deb Drum from Environmental Resource Management is joining me up front. And we do have a presentation if you would like to see it. If I know we've had an opportunity to spend going over our federal program with each of you individually, and some of the members of the board about 6 months ago had an opportunity even in more detail at the VCC meeting. So whatever is the pleasure of the board, we're happy to go over it, or if there's any questions that you have on the agenda, we can go right into that, and happy to take any questions you might have on the federal agenda.
Looks like we're good. All right.
Okay, good.
Commissioner Marino, you're recognized.
I do have a comment on, and it's not federal, it is state. You want to give us some good news about what happened with the governor's budget today in relation to Corbett Levy and the M Canal?
Yeah, we are incredibly excited, and I will say, you know, there are a lot of individuals that have gone back and worked, and this has been a great partnership both with the county and the South Florida Water Management District, a number of members of the Florida legislature, a number of members of the Board of County Commissioners. I want to say thank you to Commissioner Baxter, who I know was up in Tallahassee. Almost as soon as she got elected, knocking on doors, working on this issue. This resiliency grant that we applied for the Corbett Levy, of which the Board of County Commissioners provided some ARPA funding from federal dollars as sort of a sweetener to add to the state pot. We received $7.7 million from the state, announced by the governor yesterday, for that resiliency program to finish up the completion of the second phase of the Corbett Levy, and the Indian Trail Improvement District and their lobbyists and our team. We couldn't be more excited, and everybody internally, from Paul to Deb and Patrick, working on this. It's just been a great opportunity to get everybody together, and I want to thank Ed Chase and our entire legislative team for being up there. But But thank you, Commissioner Baxter. Thank you to former Commissioner McKinley, who kept this as a priority. Thank you so much to legislators going back to Joe Abruzzo and Pat Rooney is when we first started working on this. So just a real great collective bipartisan effort to get something done for the folks in the acreage. And it's also going to have incredible implications as we talk about just the broader water issues that we have in the movement of water in that area of our county. So kudos to everybody.
This was actually a topic at last week's 16 County Coalition meeting, so thank you.
All right. So coming back to item 6F1. Somebody like to make a motion? on-
Yes, I'll make the motion to approve.
Okay, so we have a motion from Commissioner Baxter to approve 6F1, and Commissioner Marino is seconding. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in, Commissioner Baxter, you'd like to be
Just
recognized?
briefly, I wanted to add on to what
Oh,
Commissioner Marino was saying. And I just wanted to say thank you for all the joint efforts that went into making this possible. We were actually able to announce yesterday that we brought $8.1 million in Resilient Florida grants to complete this $20 million project. It was actually started by Governor Rick Scott and now completed very shortly by Governor DeSantis, so we're very proud of that fact. It will also allow the management area to hold water levels higher to protect wildlife and manage the ecosystem. And we know how incredibly important our ecosystem is to just everything. This decade-long wait for the second half of the Corbett-Levy will now provide peace of mind to the residents of the acreage, and when the next storm event occurs, they can rest assured it'll be in place for them. And I just want to say, again, thank you to everyone. Thank you to Indian Trails. Thank you to staff and everyone involved in making this possible.
Great, thank you. All right, seeing no further discussion, all in favor of item 6F1, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, moving on, item 7, commission district appointments, and we'll start at the far end. Commissioner Barnett?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to appoint Susan Kufdakis to the Advisory Commission on Women and Neil Haney to Aviation and Airports Advisory Board.
We have a motion by Commissioner Barnett. We have a second by Commissioner Woodward. All in favor, all opposed. That motion carries 7-0. Thank you, sir. Commissioner Woodward, you're recognized.
Yes, I would like to appoint Glenn Groman to Zoning Commission and Sam Caliendo to Planning Commission.
We have a motion by Commissioner Woodward, a second by Commissioner Barnett. All in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Commissioner Marino, do you have any board appointments?
None at this time. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. All right, moving along, Commissioner Baxter.
I move to appoint Ankur Patel to the Planning Commission.
We have a motion by Commissioner Baxter, a second by Commissioner Bernard. All in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Commissioner Bernard, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to appoint Brandy Robinson to the Water Utilities Advisory Board.
We have a motion by Commissioner Bernard, a second by Commissioner Baxter. All in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Vice Mayor, you're recognized.
None at this time, Mayor.
Thank you, and I have none at this time. So, moving on, administration comments.
Just our receive and file and no other comments.
Okay, we have a receive and file from our county administrator, county attorney. No comments. Moving on, we will start with our commissioner comments. And let's go this time. Why don't we start with Commissioner Baxter?
I will keep it very brief. I just wanted to thank the administrator, Virginia Baker, for helping me recently and putting in a lot of hard work towards some projects that I'd like to complete. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Bernard, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple things. I'd like to get an update on the on Transit Village on the North County. I'd like to get an update on that agreement to see when is it going to be coming up in front of us. Yeah, the license agreement.
Good morning, Commissioners. Isami Ayala, Director of Facilities Development and Operations. We do have an agenda item that is scheduled for March 14. So next BCC meeting is basically an extension to the license agreement that was given for parking at what we call the North County block.
Okay, so it's going to be on the agenda for
The 14th.
the 14th of March. In regards to, like, what's the time frame from the time that we get the license agreement to having an opportunity for this project to close?
Different topics. So currently, as we stand, they have a 90-day license agreement that I signed under my authority as FDO director, so they already have that parking accommodation in place. The item that is going to be coming in front of the board is to extend that term until the county closes on the University of Florida deal, right? So it was basically to reconcile both projects. We're currently working with Transit Village. They are undergoing the permitting process. We are reviewing a significant amount of documents that they recently submitted. Their expectations is to close 30 days after permit is received, and the permit is with the city of West Palm Beach. We have been reviewing the documents and have been in communications with the developer to ensure that the project moves forward. I should state that closing is a delegated responsibility, so it doesn't come back to the board. It's handled by staff at the PREM director level under the PREM ordinance.
I know for me, this project's been here for a long, long time. And it was, I think it was probably initially in my commission district, and now it's in the mayor's district. Mayor, I'd like for, if there's a way for us to, expedite this review and figure out exactly if we can get this deal done, since it's no longer in my district. So I've worked on this for so many years, and if there's an opportunity for it to close, I'd like to see if we can do that.
Thank you, Commissioner. I support you in that on that matter, and so I don't know what we can do to help expedite this.
I have to make the statement that staff has been working with Transit Village very closely and setting up established meeting time frames. They're not always met. So we will continue to work with them. We know that they're ready to move. We want units. They've got some units identified as workforce units. So we're working with them, but we also have to make sure we're covering the best interests of the county when it comes to the maintenance portion and them building over. We're also working very closely, dual role with the city as well as Transit Village, to ensure that we're not moving off property that we currently own and moving over. We want to finalize that, what we call temporary site, into a final site. So that site needs to be turned over to the county. So we're working all of those parts together so that we can assist in moving this transition along as soon as possible. So ISME has been keeping me informed. I have met with Mr. Masanoff, in the past, and so we're moving along. But right now, the city issues the permits. We're doubling down on the documents that they recently submitted. I'm actually dropping a couple of things to get that through the time frame in which the contract requires. So we are moving, and we will close it as soon as possible. I think we're to the point now that there is a partner in there, and they're ready to move. So we're working with them.
Well, I never liked Mike, so he was tough on me, and I just know for me, it's very hard to get financing, and if there's an opportunity for this deal to close, if we can get, legal to really look at everything and to protect the taxpayers' let's do it, but I'd like for it to move as expeditiously as possible.
If I may, County Administrator and Commissioners, we are basically going down the contract. It's as simple as that. The contract has an article that deals with closing and everything that needs to be in place for closing, and we're just checking through the list to make sure that we're doing so in compliance with contract provisions. It's nothing else.
Thank you very much. Oh, and lastly, this Saturday, February 11th, I want to congratulate the Black Chamber of Commerce for their 11th Annual Ascension Awards. Congratulations to the Black Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right, Commissioner Marino, you're recognized.
Boy, I could talk about traffic right now if I wanted to, but I think I'm going to not. But I do want to say that, in the north end of the county, we're going to have some headaches in the coming months and years with I-95, the Turnpike, the bridge being closed on Route 1, redirecting traffic. So I just want, staff to stay on top of FDOT and the Turnpike Authority to make sure that while we are inconveniencing an awful lot of people, we do it with as much, what's the word I'm looking for? Make it as easy as possible. So that is the only direction I have for staff today. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Woodward, you're recognized.
Yes, I would just like to make a request for an off-site proclamation declaring March 30th, 2023 as Signature Gives Back Volunteer Day in Palm Beach County.
Okay, we have a second from Commissioner Marino. All in favor, all opposed. That motion carries 7-0. Any further comments? Okay, Commissioner Barnett, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I would also like to make a request for an off-site proclamation recognizing Lake Worth Community High School's 100th anniversary.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Barnett, a second by Commissioner Bernard. All in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. I also want to thank you, Administrator Baker and Todd, Administrator Duran, Dorrit, and Patrick, and everyone at the county who's been so helpful to me as I've been working to catch up to all of my fellow commissioners in the learning curve, which I've been told is going to take a few years. And even then, I'm not going to know everything. I'm sure there's always going to be a lot of learning to do, and I appreciate your being patient with me and bearing with me. This is a really great job, and I'm grateful for it, grateful for the appointment and the opportunity to work with all of you. Over the past month, it's been a whirlwind. Everybody's been using the word fire hose very frequently. It's still a fire hose, but it's probably the best job I've ever had, and want to keep on doing the best I can on this dais. And I also want to, while we're wishing people happy birthday, I want to wish my little nephew, who just turned 8 years old today, happy birthday, Gabriel.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right, and I understand Commissioner Bernard.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I forgot to do the request for an off-site certificate of recognition that's going to be presented to Titus Rich for his 24 years of service to the Palm Beach County Fire Rescue Advisory Board.
All right, and we have a second by the Vice Mayor. All in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0. Wonderful. All right, Vice Mayor, you're recognized.
Oh, thank you so much. First, I want to wish you a very happy birthday, Mayor Weiss. Let's hear it. I remember when I turned 30. It was, not that long ago, actually. But it's beautiful. We have two commissioners who share the same birthday. Look what we learned today. My goodness. So I want to thank everybody who participated in the Veterans Benefit Fair. Commissioner Baxter was there. Thank you for supporting us. And Mayor Weiss supported us by getting it out in social media, which was very impressive. And thank you, Virginia Baker, for being there and having your staff there. We had the General, the Hammer Hartzell, who is a Palm Beach County born and raised, head of the Florida Department of Veteran Affairs. And we are going to be working with him through our county staff and our federal partners in making sure that there is never a veteran who needs support, who's homeless, or who say without shelter and support. So we reach out to our veterans. We have the largest number of women veterans in the state and I think in the country, and we're growing every day because we want to always be a friendly state and county to our veterans. So we will be working on a project that as it gains legs, we'll be announcing later. But it was such a pleasure to be a county commissioner and see the support that I had from my colleagues, from the county staff, and of course to have General Hartzell here was indeed a pleasure. There was an article, I think it was yesterday, in probably the Palm Beach Post. The front was of all the many dogs and cats that are being returned to the shelter, and a lot of it is because, and it's really heartfelt, because folks just can't afford to keep animals anymore because of the rising costs. So there's a housing crisis also for our pets as well as for our residents. And I invite my colleagues to come with me. We're going to put together a visit to the Animal Care and Control. There's only one request, that nobody take home a dog or a cat, because I know this is what happens when you go to the Care and Control. But we're going to go visit them and see what we can do to help make it a little bit easier for our residents and for the animals there. It's not just cats and dogs. They've got mules and horses, and I heard a baby raccoon. So we'll be, Vivian doesn't know this, but she's listening to me now, but she's going to organize it with your staff, and we'll plan a little visit there and see what we can do to help. And thank you very much. It's very pleasure to work here. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor, and thank you for your leadership on veterans and also your efforts on behalf of the animals of Palm Beach County. All right, I shared with you all a memo yesterday in regards to directing staff to move forward with an emergency ordinance in regards to not allowing projections or displays on other people's private property without the permission of the owner. And if there's no objection, I'd like to give that direction to staff today. I see no objections, so can we move forward as quickly as possible on that? Okay, thank you, and we'll see it on our agenda going forward. I want to thank, Commissioner Barnett, do you need, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This may be belated, but I believe a motion is required to receive and file Administrator Baker's report.
Okay, we have a motion to receive and file from Commissioner Barnett, a second from the Vice Mayor. All in favor, all opposed, that motion carries. Thank you very much for catching that. Look at that, you're new and you're already setting me on the right path, so I appreciate that. Okay, I just, thanks to staff and thanks to my colleagues today. We've had an excellent meeting so far. It was wonderful to recognize so many groups doing so many wonderful things in our county. It goes on each and every day, a lot of times unnoticed and unacknowledged, but I thought it was important and wonderful today that we were able to at least acknowledge some of them. And with that, we are going to be in recess. We have matters by the public back at 2 p.m. I know Commissioner Marino has noticed us that she will not be joining us due to a memorial service, so we wish you well with that, but we'll cover for you. With that, if there's nothing else, we are in recess till 2 p.m. We made it by lunchtime.
Now we can have lunch.